Hey everybody, it's SirWillow. We've got all sorts of news coming out of Disney, including a couple movie reviews on Spider-Man and Toy Story 4, a brand new Mulan trailer, news coming about the Ariel casting of the new live-action Ariel movie, and of course news coming out of Epcot with the huge remodeling that's going on there. We're going to talk about all of it. So all sorts of different things I want to catch up on. It's been a busy couple of weeks. And of course, I got my big trips coming up. If you want to know more about that, be sure to check the live stream this weekend. I'll have all sorts of information there for you. But I want to touch on a few things that I've had the privilege of being able to do. In the last week and a half, I've gotten the chance to go out and see a couple of great new movies. Ones that you've probably heard about. The first one we got to see, of course, was Toy Story 4, the brand new sequel. Pixar has actually said this is going to be the last sequel that they do. And I'll be honest, I'm kind of going, okay, 4, I thought 3 had wrapped up really well. But this was actually really well done. I don't think it was as good as the other Toy Story movies, but it was a very nice movie. It made me laugh. It made me cry. Yes, I do actually cry at these things. I was very pleased overall with what they did. If you do have little ones, there is a couple things in here that might scare them a little bit, just to make you aware. There are a couple of creepy characters that if they're really little, it can definitely give them nightmares. Although I think they did a pretty good job of making them look creepy without overly scary. But I think they actually did a really good job of coming up with a creative storyline. Some people are going to really like the conclusion of it. Some people are probably not going to like it. But I thought it worked out really well. So Toy Story 4 is still out in the theaters. If you haven't had a chance to see it, I would encourage you, go check it out. It's a great movie. Also opening up just this last weekend was another brand new one, the follow-up to Endgame, and that would be Spider-Man Far From Home. And yes, this does take place after Endgame, so if somehow you haven't seen Endgame yet, well, shame on you. But Spider-Man is back. Yes, Nick Fury has a prominent role, although there's a neat twist with him in there, and he's facing Mysterio. Now, this movie, I will say, I don't think was quite as good as the other Spider-Man movies. It's still a good movie. And I know there's some people that are out there raving. Let me put it this way. Spider-Man Into the Multiverse, or Into the Spider-Verse, I still think is the best Spider-Man movie of all of them. But this is a very well done movie. The biggest issue that we had, and I don't want to give spoilers, I don't think the villain was as well developed as many of the Marvel villains are. Again, try not to give spoilers. They have one scene where instead of showing who he is, they tell who he is and the people around him, and it's lots of talking. And honestly, my family and I looked at it and went, well, that was kind of sad. That's probably my one real beef with the movie. And, of course, the character development that they have for the other people in the movie is all well done. Spider-Man and his friends and that group really still makes up for the rest of it. But, yeah, the villain for me, let me put it this way. If Mysterio had been in a DC movie, he would have been very well done. But if you take a DC movie and then you put it up against the way Marvel has developed their characters, and that kind of gives you an idea. He's just a little flat and two-dimensional, and there just isn't the depth there. They tried, but yeah, he just doesn't play as well. But even with that, it is still a good movie. It well worth watching. We thoroughly enjoyed it. It's most of the Marvel movies, after I'm done watching it, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to buy that one. This one, I'm not sure if it's there yet. I'm still kind of debating on that, and I've got all the other Spider-Man movies. I do still think, however, that Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man they've had in the live-action movies. Sorry, Toby. Sorry, Tom Savage. Tom Holland's got you beat. But that Spider-Man is also out in theaters right now. And then just this last weekend, a couple days ago, they released a brand new Mulan trailer. Now, again, here comes Disney with the live-action movies, but this one's a little different. This is not the full remake of the animated one like they've been doing with several others. They're not taking the same story and copying it with live actors or computer animation. Yes, I'm looking at you, Lion King. This one is actually going to be very different. From all the reports, they are actually going back towards the traditional story and trying to be much more closer to that. So, one thing I'm impressed with, the casting in this looks fantastic. They've got a number of martial artist stars that are in this. The slow motion sequence look really cool. But no Mushu, no Talking Cricket, no Shang. So they are not in this. So if you're looking for them, you won't see them in this version of the movie. Which, I loved Mushu, but I totally get that because, again, it's coming back more closer to the regular story. This one's not going to be a musical. So I'm actually looking at this, I'm going, whoa, Disney's doing a remake, but they're doing an original take on it. I'm kind of liking that. I loved Mulan, but it's not a movie I'd want to see even live action the same way they did in animation. And if you've heard me talk about that, you know that I'm really kind of looking at all the live action remakes and going, why? Just leave the classic one. This one, I can see a reason for making it. And I'm really starting to get excited after looking at this trailer. This looks like it'll be a good movie standing on its own, not copying something else. So that for me is cool. So this should be really a lot of fun to check out. We'll see more. I'm sure we will have at least 1 or 2 more trailers. It's got a ways to go before it comes out. But it is something a little bit different. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, be sure to go check that out. So there is one other little bit of news that has been making the airwaves, and I have to be honest with you, this has really kind of bothered me, some of the stuff I've been seeing here. And that is the casting of Ariel in the live-action Ariel movie. Now, again, live-action remake, yeah, I can do the whole bit about why, leave it alone. But they are doing something a little different, and that has caused a little bit of controversy. And that is, not that picture, this one. That is the casting of Halle Bailey, not Barry, Halle Bailey as Ariel. And there are a number of people on the internet that are having a fit over this for one simple reason. Okay, now, I'm not excited about the remake necessarily, because from what I'm hearing, against the copy, but the reason people are complaining bothers me. And that is because she's not a red-haired white girl. Okay, I'm going to be kind of blunt. I don't care what color she is. And it bothers me that people are using this as an opportunity to allow their blatant racism and bigoted views come out. Stop it. The mermaids are not a cultural deal. I mean, for Mulan, yes, I prefer to have Chinese actors, or at the very least Asians, portraying them because it's a movie about Asian culture. Mermaids are not that. They are not a deliberate skin color kind of thing. So we're not talking about the Norwegians. We're not talking about the Africans. We're not talking about Asians. It's nothing that is restricted to the color of a skin or a culture. And I'm bothered because people are using it as an opportunity to attack the role and to attack the actress. And that's sad. Honestly, her skin color isn't any reason at all why she can't be Ariel. I mean, the rest of the movie, I'm kind of, we'll wait and see. I'm not excited about that. But give the girl a break. Seriously, and if you've got to complain because her skin color doesn't match your ideal, grow up. Okay? I saw one really sad excuse attempting to justify it that, well, because the story itself comes from the Norwegian cultures and they were all white and so therefore all the mermaids... No. Give it a break. No. Skin color has nothing to do with it. And if you're stuck on the color of the skin, that is not the movie's problem. It is not those issues. It's your issue. And it's time to get out of that. Okay, I know that's a little blunt and rude for some of you, but I'm really tired of people using excuses like this for their racist views. Has no place. There is one race. That is the human race. Get over it. You're part of it. Their blood's the same color as my blood. We're all red-blooded. Okay. Anyways, good luck to you, Halle. I hope that you can make this movie work. Because, like I say, it's Disney live action and I'm not excited. Unless they use something else and do a new spin on the story, which I hope. That's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to Mulan. So, anyways, there's my views on the Ariel casting. Good for her. Hopefully she does well. I actually don't know anything about her other than what has been said on the internet lately. So she could turn out to be an absolutely fantastic Ariel. And personally, I kind of hope so. So, one other bit of news has come out, and that is actually Epcot, and that's that other picture I briefly flashed at you. And that is with the remodeling coming up. This is kind of the pie in the sky that they showed at D23 a couple years ago. And D23 is coming up again next month, so they will reveal more details. But there have been some details that have come out as of September 7th. They're going to be closing the character spot and Coca-Cola Cool Corner because they're going to be tearing down those buildings. Let me show you this picture here real quick, and you can hear my dog in the background. But you can see that if you look over where the pavilions are, yes, my dogs are going nuts, that the Interventions buildings are not there. They're gone. They are going to be starting to tear them down in September. So, last chances to get into the Club Cool Center. Last chances to get the character spot. Last chances to check all of that out. Last chances to listen to my dogs go nuts because my wife just walked in the door. So, lots of changes coming up at Epcot. Can't wait to hear the new announcements coming up at D23 where they're going to talk about more of what's coming in there. They will still be leaving the other side of the old Interventions buildings or the Communicore if you're a real old-timer there. So Electric Umbrella's sticking around. Mouse Gears, the big souvenir shop, will still be there. But the other side, those buildings are going to be disappearing, and they've got lots of changes to come up. Changes to the entrance, changes to the center of the area, changes to the whole park. So keep your eyes on D23. I'm going to kind of miss those buildings. Well, I should say I had mixed feelings about shooting a character spot there, where the characters were. So that's kind of... But my kids loved Innoventions. They absolutely love that, and it's kind of sad to see that go. And we had fun introducing everybody to Beverly. The Beverly is going to be gone. You will still get to sample the Beverly over at Disney Springs. If you go to the Coca-Cola store there, you can actually go up to the top and you can still sample the Beverly, but it's not at Epcot anymore, which is sad. It's going to miss all that. And I tell people all the time, if you haven't sampled the Beverly, you haven't been to Epcot. Now what are they going to do? They will be moving some character locations around. So the characters are over there. They will still be at Epcot. They will just be in different places. Those announcements will be coming soon, I am sure. And it'll be interesting to see everything that they announce. So here's one more look at this pie in the sky. By the way, this picture is from Attractions Magazine. And I want to give them a big shout out of thanks to putting it up there for us. So you can see they actually took a picture of the display. But there are definitely several things that you will see noticed missing there and moving around, and we'll get more details and lots of changes to come. So that is all the news blips I've got. I don't want to take out a whole lot of time here, but give you a little bit of idea of some of the stuff coming up, the movies that are coming out. I'd love to hear your opinions on the movies. If you're excited about them, if you're not excited about them, did you enjoy Toy Story 4 and Spider-Man? Did you hate them? Are you looking forward to Mulan, or are you kind of in trembling because it's another remake? Maybe you were a Mushu lover and now they don't have Mushu and they've ruined the whole thing for you. Or maybe that's a really good thing because Mushu got on your nerves. Are you looking forward to Ariel? Is this casting a good idea? Maybe you know something more about the actress. Do you think she's going to do a good job? How about Epcot renewal? I'd love to hear all your feelings and comments below. Please don't forget to share them. Hey, don't forget to hit like and share the video as well. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.